Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back to work on this, oh my goodness, Places of the Past, Pieces of the Past, accordion style journal, or flip-flop journal, or whatever in the world you feel like calling it. I'm doing it full size, so all my pages are going to be like, you know, 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, folded in half. So it's going to be standard size. So I've got some papers together, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Real quick, I'm going to show you a new digital. If you are more interested in doing an abandoned house journal in a more masculine flavor, I was asked if I would do this, I believe by Barbara, and I'm sorry you guys, I feel like I say the same name all the time, but I'm pretty sure it was Barbara. Her son likes this kind of thing, and so she wanted to make a journal for him, but felt the other one with the flowers was a little bit feminine, which understandable. So I've done a more rusty old gears and things like that. There's no people, there's no flowers, but you could add, whatever you wanted to it. So it's got 26 pages, and I have printed on the back. So I'm going to show you the front and then the back. So there's the more, background pages that you can back your papers with. And then there's the more, interesting type front pieces that have more decorative images. This one. So like I said, there's 26, very rusty, very grungy look on this. I definitely wouldn't consider this feminine. However, like I said, I think if you added some fun juxtaposition, flowers, roses, like I think my, I also have a grungy turquoise wallpaper kit that I just finished, and I know I haven't done a flip through of that either, but I'm going to show you some of the pages today in the journal that we're working on, because I use that, but it's got this kind of a color, so I think you could definitely put that with this if you wanted to make it just a tiny bit more feminine. I mean, you could do loads of things with something like this. I think it's really cool. Oh, didn't back that one. I think there were a couple I didn't have backings for, so I didn't want to confuse you by backing it with one of the pages I already printed. So then there's these two. That one doesn't have a back either. And then there's 2 whole pages of just tags. There's 3 large ones on the top and 2 smaller ones on the bottom on both. And then this little space was extra, so I just added a fun little, it could be a bookmark or belly band, or you could turn it into cut it in half and have 2 tags or whatever in the world. You do lots of things with that. So there's those 2. And then I included photos. Obviously, you don't have to use them if you don't want to, but at least it gives you that option of having them if you want them. Just lots of different stuff. Men, women, kids, whatever. So, yes. And then these are vintage images and some houses. So, yeah. And then the fun, grungy, leather, denim, whatever type pockets. And this is just a strip to add wherever, and some journaling cards. That could be turned into a tag, or you could tear it for collage. Same with these kind of things. And another page of old cars. Journaling cards is what I mean by another page, but some pieces to add. And then there's the number 10 window envelope cover and the 2 CD envelope covers. Obviously at this size they're not going to cover a standard CD envelope, but it seems we all use them for something else, and you can turn them into your own little CD envelopes, whatever, instead of covering another envelope. All right, so that is Abandoned. It's 26 pages. And before I forget again, because I'm such a ditz, my friend Nancy Pitter is making a beautiful journal using the pieces and places of the past kits. So definitely pop over and check out her channel. I left a link in the description box of yesterday's video. But I'll do that again. I don't know. She started that last week and I kept meaning to do that, but I kept, doing other things and spaced it. I am so sorry, Nancy. I'm just dingy, so sometimes you gotta kick me. I want to say hugs and blessings to Nancy, and hugs and blessings to Pat B, Maggie, and a huge super thanks to Fern. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So kind. I really, really, really appreciate it. Okay, so what I have is just all kinds of old papers that I've taken out of books, or this is obviously music sheet, other like just old magazines. You can see the patina on those. And then I have a whole stack of kit pages that I have backed. So you can see, if I can find one. This is my pink grungy pink wallpaper. Grungy pink wallpaper is this one, which I think goes well with especially the pieces of the past, the more grandma's attic kind of thing. But I also have the old grungy paper, which is a great backer because it's just sort of the plain papers. So that's the old grungy paper. This is the grungy turquoise wallpaper. And those are all 12-page kits, so they're a little bit smaller. But yeah, so these are just all kit pages from the various kits. And I will, in the description box, I will leave links to all those. Sorry, I keep saying, I don't know what my problem is today. I apologize. So there's the grungy turquoise, grungy pink, grungy turquoise, grungy pink, grungy turquoise. You can thank Carol Laws for grungy turquoise. She wanted the turquoise, so I did that. The grungy pink, grungy turquoise, and then I think these are all backed with the old grungy paper. Yeah, they are, because I did these last week. So yes, that is what we have, is all kit pages. And there's more of those, the grungy pink and the grungy turquoise, than what I just showed you. Obviously, there's 12 in each kit. So if you are interested, you can pop over to my Etsy and take a peek at those. We're going to play with some of those pages, but first I want to do this project before I forget, because this is one I dug out of my TCTC, so Colossal Tome of Concepts. The Colossal Tome of Concepts, that's why it's TCTC. Book. So you can see this is obviously just an idea. So I just have a piece of copy paper and I put my idea. What I originally did with this full page pockety thing is, you can see they say collage sheets. So I did, which you could definitely do it with collage sheets. I did full pages of collage sheets and then cut them to these sizes, 5.5 by 4 for the big pocket, 4 by 2 1/4 for the tag, and then obviously you turn it into a tag, and then 4 by 3 1/2 for the smaller page. And so you can use anything that you want. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You could use kit tags. You could use, you know, digital kit page pockets, book page, which is kind of how I'm going to do it, is with book page, so that I can decorate it with some of the pieces from the kit and not have it be so matchy-matchy, you know what I mean? So anyways, this is a very fun one to do and doesn't get any easier. So I'm just going to take a piece of coffee dyed paper that we'll put somewhere in our journal. I don't know exactly where yet, but anyways, we'll just start with the piece of paper. So you could make these in a mass make, like Gail, you know, Gail does the ones where she tears the pieces of paper and goes all the way around the edge kind of thing, and then puts them in her little box of things that are ready to go in a journal. You could do the same thing with these if you wanted to do just book page, and then you could decorate them later. I think that would be super fun. So the first one we need obviously is the big one, because it's going to be at the back. So I'm going to just make kind of a little sort of a collage page, book page, whatever kind of page. Oh wait, that's one of those. I don't want to use that, because those are handy for other stuff. I thought I had This is 2 pieces of glue page. So I'll use this. We'll just do a little bit of collage on this one. I might wait to actually cut it down entirely. Let me just get some sort of even edges because I want it to have those cut edges all the way around. I gotta grab some paper. Hold on. I cleaned off my desk right before I started, and I was thinking I had everything. Well, I don't, because I just put it all away. Because I'm genius like that. Okay. So we're going to move that other page out of the way for a minute. And I'm just going to use book page to go on here. And you're like, why are you bothering? You've already got book page. But this has glue on it, for one. And 2, I like the color of these. I like to have some different colors than just this kind of white. Plus, this is newer book page from the dollar store, so I'll turn it upside down because who knows what it says. Could have bad words. I don't know. So anyways, we'll just get her all covered up and then it won't matter. So how are you guys doing? I hope you're fantastic. I am doing well. I had a busy run around morning. This week might be a little hit and miss. I really do try to get all my videos done, but I need to do some tax junk. Yeah, it's 'tis the season, right? But anyways, so if I'm not here, that's why. It's because I'm busy doing, I got to get all of that stuff done so my husband can get it all put in the computer and ready to go. So if you don't see me a day this week or whatever, that's what's going on. It's tax season. Yay. There's just always a bajillion things. Plus, it is Valentine's Day. And my beautiful daughter's birthday. So, yeah, like I said, if I'm not around, there's a reason. It's nothing bad. Just doing the life stuff. But I will definitely try my best to get as many videos out as I possibly can. So, yes. She's going to be 22. It's so crazy. And my sister had a lovely time getting to meet her adorable little grandson. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. And from what her and my sister both say, he's a very, very good baby. And he's doing good, and Mom's doing good. So, yay. I mean, so happy for all of them. And we'll go down and see them eventually. I know my niece is coming for my daughter's graduation too, but I'd like to get down there before then if we can. But we got to give him a chance to get a little bit more of an immune system going. Just don't want to bombard him with, he's already had grandparents and whatnot, you know, so. And like I said, my daughter's been around the dreaded awful virus. Her friend is fine and dandy. He's feeling much better. So that is good. He really only had a couple days where he didn't feel too great. But he kept testing positive, so they wouldn't let him go back to school. Like it's got writing on it. I think that's kind of cool. I usually cut off those more plain areas, but I'm gonna tear this so it's not straight. And you can see I'm not inking these. You can ink them if, you know, if you're doing one and you want to ink it, ink them. Go for it. I don't know why sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Don't know. Okay. Upside down, Amy. I really don't need to cover this whole page, but I'm here doing it, so I might as well just finish it up. Because we only need enough for the pocket. Oh, I just totally glued this to this page because it's too sticky right there. So we had a lovely weekend. I hope you guys had a nice weekend. We didn't do a whole lot. I don't know what we were thinking. We could have got some of the taxes done, but my husband didn't pull it all out till last night when I was on my way to get my sister. So it was kind of like, okay, well, I'll work on it when I can. Because now we're back to work. Oh, I didn't cut that very good. Oh, that's good. So yeah, but it's all good. We'll get it all sorted eventually. There's just a lot when you do what I do, because I have Etsy, YouTube, Etsy, YouTube, Amazon. I don't know. I can't think of what else. But anyway, there's just a lot of... I just ripped that wrong. There's just a lot of paperwork and places that I have to remember to get paperwork from. So, yeah. No, it's not difficult. It's just time consuming. So I was... My lovely Carol, I love you, Carol. She was saying I should try Ko-fi, and I would love to because I've had other people say that as well. But then I'm like, I have to keep track of another thing. And it sounds stupid, but it does get kind of overwhelming this time of the year when you're still trying to do all your stuff, you know? I'm going to go with that. That's because that's plenty. I need 5.5 by 4. 5.5 by 4. And I'm not repeating because anybody's not smart or anything. It's me. I don't remember for 2 seconds what I said. So if you're like, yeah, we got it. 5.5 by 4. It's for me. Plus, I did have some people say thank you because they can't remember either. So I feel you. I definitely do. In one ear, out the other. I can say it, grab the cutter, and forget. So, okay. I think we will just go... Oh, I didn't do that square right there. Well, then we'll cut that off. Because it's fine. I kind of want to get a little bit of wallpaper. So we can use this little something for something. Okay. 5.5. I try to make this make the least amount of noise as possible because I know it is very grating sound. About 4. Kind of want to get some of this. I think I'm just going to cut it then because I won't be able to get all the things. But we can use that for a tag too. All right, and that one I have straight edges. This I obviously have the Tim Holtz decal edge cutter I'm using, so the edges are deckled. But obviously you do you, boo. This edge isn't deckled. It's fine. Okay, do I have spots? Yes. With glue sheets, I know I almost always have spots that need gluing. Pretty nice out today. I went for a walk. I mean, it's definitely cool, but at least the wind isn't blowing a million miles an hour. And the sun is out, so I will take it and be happy. I think I did pretty good on all the rest of them. Nice. Alrighty then. So we need our coffee dye, and we need to put a thumb notch of some sort. I kind of want a bigger thumb notch, a big-ish thumb notch on this one. And I'm not worrying about gussets on these. These aren't going to be great big full pockets because they're all stacked on top of each other, but it'll definitely hold a tag just fine. I mean, you're not going to get some big old folded up bunch of paper, but a tag will work just fine. So we kind of just want it, we don't want to go too close to the edge because when you sew in the signature, you all know it kind of bends a little bit, and I didn't get that straight, but oh well. So we're going to put this piece down. This one's super easy, but it's kind of another fun one if you have a piece of paper that's a little bit plain on the back or whatever, like if it's white. Or it, you could do this on, if you're going to make a journal cover like the one I'm doing, it would be another good one to cover most of one of those pages of the, you know, accordion fold part. So you could do a few different ways. And I'm going to bring it down a little bit from the top. That one I have right up at the top, but I think I want to bring it down a little bit. So that's another thing you can decide is where you want it on your page. And these ones I have pretty much done. I'm going to use this for this pocket. And then I'm going to cut this cool old paper that I've just glued to glue page into a tag for the other one. So let me grab my cutter. I don't want the duckle cutter for this one. I just want it to have smooth tag sides. But like I said, it would also look cool to do the, let me do this first. To do, sorry, I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. I'm going to cut it at 5 because I am going to cut, I'm cutting it at 4.5 because I'm going to turn it around to cut some of the top off. 4. And then 2 1/4, right? So 2 1/4. Hopefully that's straight. I don't think the piece of paper was on there straight, so yeah, it's straight. Okay, so 4 by 2 1/4 is the tag. I need my corner chomper. You can, of course, just cut your corners like however you do your tags. And you don't have to worry about backing it because it's going to get glued on as a little kind of hidden tuck. And then this is a piece of collage sheet that I used for this one. So, and this one is 4 by 3.5. And I'm going to cut a thumb notch. Sorry, I can't tell. Yeah, I mean, there's a million ways. You could do just plain book pages. If you have like some of Rachel's cool old book pages, that would look really neat. I don't have any of those, but Okay, so one thing you do need to think about is when gluing, this top part up here is going to get a little bit of glue. But I think it's okay because, see, it's only coming to right there. So you just can't put a full width tag in there, obviously. Move this chunk out of the way. I am going to need this. And then see, you can still decorate this up more and make it look. Or you could just leave it as is. Okay. Let me glue these on. I did do that one. So there you go. You could make a whole stack of those and have them all ready to go. Just grab one, put, you know, birds, flowers, whatever things are that you usually like to decorate with. And that's another thing I want to say, because I do have some people that will say, like, I don't like that, it creeps me out, or whatever the thing is. And so just don't use that. These are just ideas. I just do videos to sort of give, you know, ideas. And I'm using obviously what I like because that's what I like. But you can use any kind of decorations that you like. It's just an idea. So yeah, definitely if you're not into whatever the thing is I'm doing, you don't have to do that. Just do what you like to do. So I'm going to glue across the top, down this side, and across the bottom. I mean, even if you grab one little idea from each video, I think it's very helpful as far as, you know, sometimes it's just really hard to come up with ideas yourself. So it's fun to just be able to pick up something from somebody else, even if your thing ends up entirely different. It's just kind of a fun way to get new ideas. Just smeared the ink right off of that. Because chances of you having the exact same decorative pieces and everything that I have are pretty slim. So you just got to do your own thing. Okay. So that one is that one. And I'm not going to decorate it right now just because I'm not exactly sure. I know it's going to go in this journal. I just don't know exactly where. And I kind of want to work on the pages and show you something else I was thinking. So you got the idea, because you can decorate that pocket up in whatever way that you want to. So I have some kit pages from, this one's from Pieces of the Past. That one's a little more like Grandma's Attic, although they both work well together. And you can see it's not been printed on the back. I could just print on the back, but I think what I want to do is put some of this sewing tissue. And this is pretty old sewing tissue, so it's a great color. But you can use brand spanking new sewing tissue. If you're like, I don't have old sewing tissue, then just get some of the new, because it's all sort of this color anyway. You know, this, whatever this is, whatever color you would call this stuff. It's not going to matter. Turn it around so it's going in the right direction. And I do want, like, not all words, because I obviously want it to be able to be written on, but I think it's fun to have at least some bits. So I'm just going to tear here. And I know it looks like I'm wasting a lot, but I will save the pieces because I like to use them sometimes in collage, just over the top here and there. So they really aren't getting wasted. I'm going to put a piece of paper back here that can get glued. And we're just going to put some glue directly on the back of this. I'm just going to use glue stick. You can use matte medium, Mod Podge, whatever it is that you like to use. And then if you want to, you can stitch around the outside edge too. So I'm going to attempt to just give it a good, not blob of glue, but a good coverage here. I really haven't had any trouble at all with glue stick, and of course asking me what glue sticks. Not a great idea because you can't get these. Well, I guess you can get them at Staples from what I've heard, so you can try Staples. It's the Scotch Permanent Glue Stick. And I like this just as well as the Scotch Create. I know some people have said they don't like it or it doesn't work the same for them. I don't know. I'm not having any trouble with it, but you know, everybody's different. Like I said, glue is a very sort of personal. Everybody definitely likes what they like and doesn't like what they don't like. So I think you just have to try and get what you like, basically. The biggest things, probably get the corners, obviously the edges, because that's where it tends to not want to stick. Try not to stick it to your paper. And then we'll put our tissue right over that. And I want to get as much of the sort of plain, but I wouldn't mind seeing a few other bits here and there. And I try to sort of unwrinkle it, but I don't care if there's some wrinkles because I like that look. But if you're particular, you're going to want to try to get as much of them out as you can. And so see, that will cover that paper just fine. Mostly get the air bubbles out is the big thing. Where did I put my little... And I'm just doing this lightly. I'm not pushing hard because we all know how easy this is to tear. Okay. And then I'm going to do another one. I don't know if I have room to cover a whole nother one here. Could do some overlapping, which would be kind of cool too. And I don't think that's going to work, so I'll just do another piece, and I'll save those pieces for tags or playing cards. Sorry, I saw some more bubbles. It's like it was fine till I moved it around, and then it's not wanting to stick on those spots entirely. Okay. Oh. You know what's a problem? It's now that other glue page is all gloppy. It's the only problem with glue. It's kind of a pain. These are scrapbook pages that I'll never use because like that. And that. And we've all got them. Like, they might all be different from each other's, but we've all got those scrapbook pages that we're like, why? I don't know. I do not know. You can collage on them too, though. That's another great idea. Cut them up as masterboards if that you have scrapbook paper that you don't like. It's a great way to use it and not waste it. I feel like I'm at least giving it another purpose before it ends up in the garbage can. And I'll just let those dry again and I'll reuse those pages. Some fold, or just turn my light off. So yeah, anything, I'll have to put a piece over that. Anything you want to age or, you know, make look a little bit sepia or whatever, you can just, wherever that's stuck, add some tissue, and I think it looks cool. I probably will, yeah, that one's not going to budge at all. Stitch around these just to make sure they stay down good. Let that dry. That I can tear the bottom off of though and use. Sorry, I'm back. I'm gone, I'm back. And like I said, if it bugs you to have that many wrinkles, then obviously try to get it more flat. I like the wrinkles, but that's just my own thing. Okay, and I have one more. So I'm going to do 3 signatures, so I want 3 pages of this. That's why, if you're wondering, like, yeah, got it. I'm going to do 3 pages, 1 for each signature, so. The only thing is this is a glue stick hog, so obviously you're not going to want to do your whole journal like this, but 3 pages won't be too bad. We're already almost done. I hope you guys try that pocket. I think it's a fun one. And I don't know if somebody else had that idea or what. I used to do a lot of those kind of piled up pocket things, as you saw, because I've already done the other 2. I don't know why I forget, you know, because they are fun and they do add a lot. I think we get in our little ruts and we make the same things over and over again. At least I do. Try to do something different every journal, but there's a lot of things you just forget entirely about. That's why the idea books are good. I just don't look at mine enough, I guess. But it's been fun to bring it back and play in it a little bit. And there's a playlist for all of those videos in my playlist, and it's TCTC. I don't remember what year, if it was 2021, 2022, I can't remember, but anyway. TCTC, just look for TCTC. And I know that Dee Dee Farrago, she's the one that started that challenge, and so there were a whole group of people, and she has a whole playlist with everybody's videos. So that's definitely where you talk about if you want ideas, because everybody was coming up with, we weren't all doing the same stuff. We were all doing our own different takes every week, so that was a great challenge. Okay, and then once those are all the way dry, I'll obviously just cut around them and fold those pages just like any other page that you're going to put in your journal. Just fold it in half. I may stitch around it. I don't know yet. Probably, but. Okay, and then we have these kind of things. If they're too old and cracking on the spine, you can use like your faux, what do you call it? Scotch tape. I don't know what my deal is with the ums. I apologize. You know, this Scotch tape that has just had, oh my gosh, that has the alcohol ink on it. And my alcohol ink is the Ranger Caramel. That's the color that I use. So, but you can put this on it, you can put washi tape, you can put fabric, you can put sewing tissue, whatever, if you're using old paper and it's cracking along the spine, just to strengthen it. And then that way you won't, because otherwise sometimes you think, oh, I can't use it. But the problem is a lot of old paper is like that. So you'll never use it. But if you put some washi or this stuff, even coffee dyed paper works great. So if you're like, well, I don't have all those things, then just put a little bit of your tea or coffee on some white paper, let it dry, and you can use that too. Oh my goodness. You guys, some days. This one's a little stickier than the one I usually use, I think. So I'm just gonna, I mean, I can leave some spaces, not leave spaces, let it stick out more that way, whatever. Just cover it so that you can use it. Comes on this other side. And I fold them over, which kind of is a waste of the tape, but I have trouble getting them off of the plastic. Sometimes they stick too hard to the plastic if I don't do that. So there's like a little piece of thread. And it wants to be one with that. Well, I guess it's part of it. Can't even get a hold of it. It's all part of the effect, right? It's the only problem when you reuse some of these things. They do get a little gunked up. But anything you can put on here to make it stronger is going to be beneficial for it. And then that way you still get to use it. And I guess you don't really have to cover every little section like I am, but I don't want it to break. There's one more. No, of course not. Just ripped that plastic apart. Yeah, I don't know why it, you'd think it would come off the plastic really easy, but for some reason it doesn't want to. It doesn't want to. Okay. So anyway, it's just really fun to play with that old looking tape. It's not old tape, it's new tape. But, and you can do both sides if you want. I think one side's fine, but it's up to you what you want to do. Piece doesn't want to stick to the tape. Won't stick to the tape, but it'll stick to the plastic. Of course, duh. So see, that will help strengthen the spine. Now I'm totally inky. So there's that idea. And then you can also do things like when you have now, a lot of these things, you're like, yeah, I've seen that before. Probably. But if you're new, maybe not. So this page is a little small. If I fold it in half, you're hardly going to see any of the design. So instead, I have another piece of just book page, old book page. And I'm just going to fold that over like that. And then I will put it in the journal, you know, stitch the signature through there. And yes, these are all janky from being ripped out of the book, but I don't care. If you want to straighten yours up and cut them all nice, then do that. I kind of like that look, so I'm going with it, especially for this journal because we're kind of going grungy, right? And you could use any book page for this. And then you can, I think Rachel's done stuff like this, so you can add a pocket to this part if you want to, you know, or just have it so somebody could read it or whatever. So I'm going to just glue that over like that. And I can't decide if I want, a little crooked. I'm going to even it up with this other page. I'll probably trim the extra bits off after I get it glued down. Sorry, I can't decide what to use here. So yeah, there's just a multitude of things you can do. Blue page here. To make different types of pages and to use stuff, because I have been horrible about using my old, you know, I bought all these books for this purpose, and a lot of these I've had since I first started. And I've been doing this for over 6 years because I hoarded them because I'm like, ooh, I don't want to use that. But then you just get buried alive and stuff, and your kids, you know, when you die are going to be like, why? Why have you done this? Because most of this stuff isn't worth anything. It's not rare or whatever. A lot of these books I got for like maybe 50 cents, $1, whatever. So I'm going to trim them down. Even though I know these are too short, they're not, oh, what's the length? 8.5. But it's fine. Sometimes it's fun to have one that's a little bit shorter. So that's another thing that you can do if you have books that you're like, I like that image, but if I put it in there and fold it in half, you're not even going to see it. So see, this is a good spot to journal. You could put a pink, I read that, pink onion. This is not pink onion, but on this side of this book, it would have been the picture of the pink onion. But you could put a pocket here. And then here you could either cover it with another pocket or a journaling spot or whatever. However you want to leave it like it is. So yeah, there's that. And there's another one of those and another one of those. But I will do that same thing too. See, like these, I wish I would have thought of it before I folded them, but I folded them. So they're going to just go in the journal folded. Pieces of Edith Holden. But that's a great idea for Edith Holden to do those same type of things. These are just all things you could use. Was I going to hook these to these? I think I was. Yes, I was. So we'll do one of these, which is, it's the same concept. It's just different book page. This is real old book page. The History of Crime. And then this is out of a kid's textbook of some sort. So I'm just going to put those together the same way. Try to get it sort of evened up so that if I decide to trim it down, which I will, it won't be messed up. But instead of just gluing it, I'm going to glue it first, I think, a little. And then I'm going to put a little sewing tissue on there. Kind of want to make sure it's as straight as can be. This old book page has the torn edge, or whatever, that roughly papery edge. So it's not quite... It's not straight or anything, it's just that roughly edge. So some of the textbook will get trimmed off when I trim this, but that's okay. It won't be a lot of it. So yeah, just these type of things you can do. If you have some old book page. But you could do the same type of thing, like if you like the look of the flower, that flower page, you could even do, you know, a digital cut to a smaller size or print it out at a smaller size and then add another piece, like book page, to it or whatever. So because this is kind of fragile, I'm going to put the sewing tissue kind of over this whole part. And of course, just rip it. I'm going to put the glue onto the sewing tissue. But if you don't like doing it that way, you can put it right onto the book page. Especially if you cut like a strip of sewing tissue, it'd be easier. But mine's a weird size. Just got to be a little careful with sewing tissue, or any tissue. There's a lot of things you can do to fix book page and stuff like that if you want to add it to your journals if it's feeling super fragile. Obviously the best thing is to back it, or, you know, do this kind of thing to it. These are obviously from two different patterns, because I keep my little stash next to me of the scraps. Okay, so that's going to help strengthen your spine, and it will be fine. Just like that. It gives a little interest, especially for a journal like this. I think that's perfect. So you got to kind of think about what kind of, if you're doing some really straight edges, all nice and clean, you might not want to do something like that. You might want to do a nice clean straight edge of some kind on there. But I think that's probably where I'll let you guys go, because I think that's all the ideas I have. So I'm just going to keep working on those, and then I'll take all of my printed out pages and we'll start stacking them together. But as you can see, I'm going to grab some of these to kind of, you can have that, and then I would probably use another printed page. Let's maybe do I could grab a hold of them. Something like that, and then I would trim this down first because it's way too long. Something like that, and I'll have to trim this edge too. So I kind of stagger that way. I do digital, old page, or coffee dyed, digital, something old or coffee dyed, digital, like that. Just because, unless I have two pages that, for instance, like this, where is it? If I had the pink flipped around the other way, I think, like, if I had it like this, I like that together. So I could do two pages of digital kit together. You just got to kind of play with it until you get it the way you like it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys make a pocket, one of the pocket pages. So there's a pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, and I'll give you those sizes. 5.5 by 4 for the big pocket. This one I didn't glue at the top. I did it more like a side tuck, so you can choose to do that too. You know, this one I closed all the way, but you could leave it more as a tuck. That way your piece could go straight up and down like that. And so 4 by 2 1/4, 4 by 3 1/2 is the bottom one. And you could mix it up a little bit if you wanted this one skinnier, or, you know, whatever. So I hope you give it a try, and I will talk with you guys again soon. Love ya. Bye.